Hello, it's Michael Gray from RN Health Coaching. I'm a registered nurse and I help people achieve a better sense of well-being, health, happiness, and hopefully longevity in your life. So the reason that I started RN Health Coaching and mendyourself.com, basically I think as most things start in your life, you try and figure out how can you make your life better. So basically, Mend Yourself, which is move, educate, nourish, decompress, is one of the philosophies that I found that has kind of helped me achieve a better sense of health and wellness and ease in my life versus dis-ease or unease. So what I'm trying to do is, as a registered nurse, I'm trying to use the nursing process along with what I've learned throughout my many years of nursing education and my experience as a nurse to help people achieve these things as well. What I've noticed, and this is for myself as well, just people are chronically frustrated because they know what they're supposed to do for the most part. They know they're supposed to exercise and not eat fast food every day. But the question is, why is it that we seldom can sustain or maintain these things for a long time? Why is it that people make these promises to themselves January 1st and 15 days later they're not able to keep up with them? So this basically what I'm trying to do is help people have just a simple process to get them on the path to well-being and health and happiness. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I have been a nurse for 13 years, which means I have about another 5 years worth of education in addition to my experience as a nurse. I've worked at approximately 30 hospitals around the country as a registered nurse in many areas, including ICU, surgery, medical surgical, oncology, geri-psych, many different areas as a travel nurse around the country and as a staff nurse. So I have a wide experience with a lot of different patient populations. And I've also traveled to Iquitos, Peru on 2 mission trips doing surgical medical missions with them, volunteering my time just to kind of help decrease suffering in the world. And what Mend Yourself ultimately does, if you're successful with it, is helps you decrease your own suffering and potentially those around you. Maybe it can, some of your understanding and implementation of this may rub off onto people that are in your family, people that you love, your friends, this type of thing. So that's a little bit about me. I have a bachelor's degree. I started the master's program at University of Colorado and have recently moved back to Biloxi, Mississippi. I'm 43 years old. So the time that I feel that it takes to mend yourself and to figure out some of this stuff with my help is basically 4 to 5 sessions. So what I hope is that you and I could sit down for one long first session for about 2 hours and basically go through your health history and try and recognize some of your patterns and reactivity to stressors throughout life, both physical and emotional stressors. So that's number one. We basically just do kind of like an entire health history for about 2 hours and talk about what some of your goals are. And then we spend about an hour for 4 more sessions. And in those sessions, what we're doing is we're evaluating the tools and kind of streamlining some of the things that you've learned and make sure that that you're on the right page and on the right path. So we can do this in many ways. We can do it traditionally just meeting somewhere, either at your house or coffee shop or some neutral place that gives us a little bit of privacy. We can do it over the telephone, over video teleconferencing. We can have group meetings with your family or your business or whatever type of scenario may arise. I'm pretty flexible with this. The cost is really not that much per hour. When you break it down, it's much less than if you were going to just a traditional health and wellness coach. in my opinion, for the most part. And I know some people charge 150 to 300 an hour. I charge drastically less than that because, for one, it's really not a primary source of income for me. So this is not, I'm not trying to sell you anything that you don't want. I just basically want to help you out, and I'd like for you to be successful. And so basically, that's basically the duration. If we need to spend more time, if you'd like to, then that's fine. But what I ask initially of my clients is for a 4 or 5 day or session commitment over a period of about 44 days. And during that time, the only thing I ask of you really is that you keep a journal, and it's a private journal. I'll never see it if you don't want me to. And this journal is to help you achieve some of the goals that I like for my clients to achieve, and this is basically part of the core philosophy of Mend Yourself. So what we're trying to do is everybody implements these patterns and these reactivity. So some of the core philosophies of Mend Yourself are increasing your awareness and your observation of yourself and your behaviors, and also being more present-minded instead of future-oriented or past-oriented, so just kind of grounded in the present, and also recognizing what it is that you want to achieve and what it is that's prevented you from achieving these things, but for the most part, being mostly present-minded. And then figuring out a way to be more prepared and to understand why it is that you're doing the things you do. Each day, hopefully what you do is you'll have some type of minimal movement, and there are other videos regarding what Mend Yourself is, so I'm not going to go too far into that, but that you educate yourself, which is basically the journal that I'm asking you to do, that you nourish yourself, and that you primarily nourish and treat versus treat and poison, which is what many people do to get themselves into a state of disease. And then to just have a greater acknowledgement and awareness of how you're decompressing yourself. So that's the basic duration, and I have package deals on my website that basically include the first 2 hours and 4 follow-up sessions. So just kind of take a look at that, and I'll be right back. And just to talk a little bit more about the nursing process, is basically assessment, diagnosing, planning, implementation, and evaluation. So when we're having these 1 hour long sessions, and maybe even during the first session, what we'll do is we'll kind of assess where it is you came from, what your health history is, and what your goals are. Then when I say diagnosis, I'm not talking about a medical diagnosis. I'm not a physician, so I can't do that. But I can use some basic nursing diagnosis in coming up with a plan for you. There's a list of nursing diagnoses, and we can review that if you'd like. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a plan for you that you think is sustainable by you, and that you can at least do until whatever the follow-up session is going to be. You'll implement that plan and the duration between the sessions, and then at follow-up sessions we'll evaluate, and then we'll revise whatever the plan is and basically start that process over. So that's kind of what the nursing process looks like. So we'll utilize that plus some of the other tools that I have created personally for Mend Yourself with RN Health Coaching, and between the two of those things, then hopefully we'll be able to help you out a little bit or a lot. And then also I have probably close to 100 videos on my website and on my YouTube channel that are free. So if you think that this is something that's that interests you and that kind of strikes a bell, but you're not sold or you're not sure, then please feel free to to watch whatever videos you'd like. Send me feedback. If there are any videos that you'd like specifically, send me an email at mendcoach@gmail.com. The link is on my website, rnhealthcoaching.com, and I'll try to create some new videos relating whatever content that you think that you'd like to see. and we'll go from there. So thank you very much, and please just enjoy the videos, and please feel free to download the daily journal document that's in PDF form on the website. And I hope that this brings you to a greater state of health, happiness, and well-being. All right. Here we go. This is Chautauqua National Park in Boulder, Colorado. And right up there is Royal Arch. And I'm on a hike right now, just enjoying life. Thanks. Bye-bye. Mend yourself.